Morning, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone for being here. Welcome you to Lander Center for Summer View. It's been a while, and it's great to have you back. Appreciate everyone taking their time today. I know a little precipitation out there and makes the Memphis traffic a little dicey sometimes. This today reminds me of a few short years ago. Sat kind of in the back in this area at FedEx Forum as we announced, as the Grizzlies announced the Memphis Hustle. Got me thinking about basketball and things along that end. Just real quick, everybody put your hand up. Come on, put a hand up. If you know the name Luol Deng, put your hand down. If you know the name Steve Nash, put your hand down. If you know the name Akeem Olajuwon, put your hand down. It's just about everybody. Those three have a number of things in common. Yes, they are multimillionaires. Yes, they all play in the NBA. Yes, they're all multi-year all-stars. They have something more in common than that. They all got their start playing soccer. One of the highlights from each of those individuals was their footwork and how much their footwork and from what they learned from soccer made an impression and then become the all-stars and the basketball players that they are in their careers. So just a couple interesting facts out there. Again, we appreciate everybody being here today. This is a lot coming together, a number of different entities, and also as the teams arrive here and we do the introductions here, we'll talk about how the synergy between all over the Mid-South happens. So as we do that, I want to introduce our first speaker, our mayor of Southaven, Darren Musselwhite, is going to come and talk about, say a few things. Come on, Darren.
Thanks, Todd, and thanks for letting me be with everybody this morning. Good morning to everybody. What an exciting time in Southaven. You know, we have a long history in this city of cultivating youth sports, but we've never had professional soccer here. I know we've had basketball, we've had hockey, but it's an exciting time to welcome everybody here and to have professional soccer in Southaven. I was talking to Randy Denton on the Convention and Visitors Bureau board before we started today, and we were just talking about how some people are a little bit short-sighted on when we do things in a city. They think of it as soccer. Well, you know, maybe I don't have kids that play soccer, or maybe I'm not interested in soccer, but there's a much bigger picture. And like Todd alluded to, not just for the youth, everybody's not going to become a professional soccer player, but there's so many things that soccer teaches our kids and prepares them for other opportunities in life, same thing as other sports. Not only that, it goes beyond sports. It goes into making your city a better place to live, more quality of life, more fun things to do. Everybody's got different interests, but having professional soccer where, you know, kids and fans in indoor soccer can engage more. You know, it's kind of like we were talking earlier, the arena football thing where you're almost on the field, you feel like you're in the game. And so it's just an exciting thing. It's just something that, you know, will add another fun thing to do for our city and make our city an even more attractive place to live. The other thing, the timing could not be better. Some of y'all may know that in Southaven we just opened our brand new Snowden Grove soccer complex that has 7 new fields. The first tournament ever in the history of our city was last weekend. Again, Randy and I were talking about when we were kids, we played football, baseball, basketball, and we did a lot of that. But there was no soccer. Very few people played soccer here. So it's so awesome to see the kids, you know, to have more diverse options in your parks, more things that create more opportunities for youth. And so when we pulled the cover off that soccer complex, my phone was going nuts last weekend. People are loving it, and that's what it's all about. So this is going to tie in really nicely with that. The other thing is when you merge professional athletes with amateur athletes, words don't describe how that sets ambitions and dreams in motion. And I love to tell the story. When I was a kid, I played baseball. the Houston Astros had a AA franchise in Memphis back in the 70s called the Memphis Blues. Most of you are probably too young to remember that, but the Blues were, like I said, were the AA club of the Houston Astros, and in Southaven at Cherry Valley Park, where we used to play baseball, we had a clinic day. So they came down, and these big guys walked out on a little league field, and they were just larger than life, and they were throwing the ball around, and I just remember that personally, like an inspiring moment that was, and that's what this will be for the kids. When we have the soccer kids that are, in the indoor facility over at Snowden, and they get to interact with the professional athletes, it's going to really set the dreams in motion. So we're proud to have you, everybody. We're so excited to have this here in Southaven. And so again, I just want to welcome everybody and congrats on a win for this organization, for indoor soccer, and for the entire community.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Certainly appreciate those words, and we certainly know that those things are coming to fruition for a lot of our youth and around the area. Next, I'd like to introduce one of our members of the DeSoto County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Warren Richardson is our vice chair, and Warren, if you come on up to the stage, and certainly a lot to put something like this together, and the CVB board and their leadership in what we do here at Lander Center is paramount. Warren, it's all yours.
Well, it's great to be here today and to welcome our new sports groups into our city. Welcome to all of our news networks that are here today. We appreciate you being here. How many are excited about this? A little excited? I know I am. And all you got to do is put a ball on the field or put it somewhere, and I'm going to watch it. That's kind of the guy I am. Unlike the mayor, I played basketball. So excited always about being a part of any sports endeavor. I'm standing in for Michael Hatcher today, who is our president of the board. Randy Denton is here today as well, and myself representing the DCCVB. And our board is an excellent board. We've been working together for years here to make this a tremendous opportunity for shows and entertainment and sports and lots of different things that come into our neighborhood. We just love quality entertainment, don't we? I mean, we're excited when we can get quality entertainment into the picture. And we're adding not just one team, but we're adding two teams. And I think that's even more exciting for our community, because we'll have, it'll be open to young girls and young boys and parents, and it'll be really a family opportunity. The impact from our perspective on the board is a tourism impact, because we believe that it's going to bring in a lot of people into our community. We're always interested in getting people to our city, getting people to our county, getting people to this region, because we have so much to offer here. And we're offering more and more with each year. We're becoming a bigger player in this part of the country, and we're excited about what is taking place. So proud of Southaven and our mayor and his team, always working together to make this a better place and a better place for our families to live. There's so much that's happening here. But we have a really interesting synergy that is developing between Todd and between Michael Hatcher and between Mayor Musselwhite, and we're really excited about that and the opportunities that are going to be there for us in the future. One thought that I had this morning when I got up, and sometimes I have to write down my thoughts early in the morning, or I will lose them quickly. But one thought I had was that this morning, entertainment is best served when it touches the whole family. And I think that's really a critical point, because there's something for everyone. And I'm glad that we're going to have something for everyone in this. We've had a lot of different events in this arena in the last several years. I've been on the board for 6 years, and we brought a lot of things in here, a lot of shows, a lot of entertainment. And most of these have been really pointed toward the whole family, and I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a great synergy. It's going to be a great connection between NISL and also Southaven and our county. Todd and his staff, I want to honor them, and I would be remiss not to say something about them because these folks do a tremendous job. Todd and his staff are such hard workers, and I really mean that. These people really get after it. They work hard to make it happen, and you can see this morning what we're talking about today. This is a class set up this morning. For all of our citizens, I would just encourage you to get ready. Talk to some of these guys already this morning. It's going to be a tremendous part of our city and part of our county. So get ready for soccer. Get ready for some great soccer. We're looking forward to that and can't wait. And I just want to thank you for being here today and for continuing to support our convention bureau. We're excited about what's ahead for us. God bless you.
Thank you, Warren. Very well said, and appreciate those words, and again, appreciate the support that the DeSoto County Convention Visitors Bureau gives and leadership they give to us here at Lander Center and everyone here on campus. Without further ado, it's time to move into the exciting part of this conference. Next, we're going to introduce Mr. Joshua Blair. He is representative from the league and from the league's executive board. Joshua, come on up.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be the exciting part, but it'll come. Thank you, Todd. Warren, thank you for your comments, and Mayor Musselwhite, thank you for welcoming us to the Mid-South area. My name is Joshua Blair, and I am the son of an Air Force navigator, or F-4 navigator, and I was fortunate to grow up all over the world, with the highlight of that time being when I grew up in Spain. I lived there for 7 years, and that's when I learned to play soccer at a very early age. I served 9 years in the military as a combat engineer and infantryman, or infantry officer, and currently I'm the majority owner and managing partner of the Columbus Lions indoor football team, and also I serve on the National Arena League Board of Directors. We're excited to be here today at this wonderful facility in the Lander Center, and on behalf of the Executive Board of Directors, Andrew Haynes, Michael Taylor, Jason Gibson, and myself, I would like to officially announce the formation of the National Indoor Soccer League. Let me tell you a little bit about the league and why we decided to form the NISL. So in my time as the owner of the Columbus Lions, which is one of the most successful arena teams in the country with 15 years of history, my family has loved going to the games and interacting with the athletes. As the mayor alluded to, you're 10 inches away from the game. You'll be that way with soccer as well. You can interact with the athletes, get on the field, talk to them, something you can't do in any other sport. Well, last year, my 4-year-old daughter, Talia, asked me, why don't girls play football? And then we looked at it. Michael has a daughter, Andrew has a daughter, Jason has a daughter, and I have 4 daughters. And let's face it, there is a lack of professional women's sports teams where our girls can interact and emulate the athletes. So as we discussed the league formation, we realized we had an opportunity to do something that no other league in the history has done. The National Indoor Soccer League will be the first professional indoor soccer league in the country to have both a men's and a women's division. In fact, the NISL will be the only league in the United States that has women's professional indoor soccer. So according to FIFA, more than 240 million people play soccer in one form or fashion. And by fielding both a men's and a women's teams, we will be able to reach a broader range of fans, including my now 5-year-old daughter, Talia. The NISL games will be exciting and will be played as doubleheaders. A single ticket will get you into both games. Each team will play 24 matches, and each city will host 12 of those matches. The season will begin right after Christmas in December, and then will run through April. The NISL is committed to fielding teams in a minimum of 4 cities for the upcoming season, and we are currently in talks with several potential ownership groups across the country. The next city will be announced in mid-May, and our plan is to start here in the southeastern United States and build outward from there with the goal of being nationwide in 3 years. You can find the league website at nislpro.com, and anyone interested in ownership opportunities, please go to the website and click on the league tab. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to attending the games here in the Mid-South. Next up will be my partner, Executive Board Member Jason Gibson. Jason is also on the National Arena League Board and has been the general manager and coach of the Columbus Lions for 15 years and has been the only coach in the entire Lions history. He is also currently the third winningest active coach in arena football. Jason.
Good morning. It's hard to follow you three, but thank you, Mayor Todd, Warren. I'll say this real quick. Well, we got baseball covered. We got basketball covered, so I'll take the football. So we got all different sides, different sports covered. I got to tell you, living from Georgia, or coming from Georgia and the Southern hospitality, I called my wife because I'd never been here, and I was excited to come to the trip. And I remember calling her, and I said, I can't wait for the first game here because you've got to see this place. The hospitality here, even from the lady at the hotel last night, is unbelievable. I've been a lot of places, so I wanted to thank you guys and girls. Thank the city. This is great. I'm so excited to come here personally, and I really believe when we talk about why we did the NISL, even though I've been in football for all these years, I've had a chance to elevate from coach to GM into operations, to be able to see how the inner workings work and how important it is for cities to grow. And what I'm excited about the NISL is basically what it can do for the city as well. Heads in beds, we talked about that. Putting it on the map, getting people to your city. I just think it's important for when people think of this area or think of the different cities in the league. It's just important for all of us all the way around to be able to provide more entertainment. From the NISL standpoint, really all I want to let you guys talk about today was just the collaboration of how we're doing it, and I'm going to introduce Andrew in a second. Our main focus is to make sure we have a turnkey operation. We talked about really communicating with the teams. It's not about Memphis Americans beating up this team and ownerships and a lot of leagues that I've seen and been in. It's really just about who wins and who loses, but behind the scenes, it needs to be collaboration. It needs to be working together. And what works best in your city? How can we tie all this in together so it's uniformed and almost talk about it from a franchise standpoint, and consistency in the league. This is a beautiful facility. The second I drove up and then I walked in and I talked to Todd and Warren and went in the arena and saw it, and I've been in a lot of arenas in this country. Just the atmosphere alone, I always try to put myself in the shoes of the consumer, and I have 3 kids and a little girl, like John said, and I think, okay, would I bring my disposable income and come here and pay to watch an event here? Absolutely. And that's just what this, and so we want to have that across the league, and we want to build that uniformity. We want to build that consistency across the board. Also, we want to create a turnkey opportunity for franchises and ownerships to be able to mimic, and hopefully this will be the premier franchise in the league. And then as we expand throughout the country, as Josh mentioned, then we can say this is how you do it, this is the operation, this is how the process, and everything's the same. So as you go city to city, team to team, it's all professional. Going forward. So some of our league partnerships, we want to be consistent, partnerships that help make our teams make money, save money, and also increase fan interaction and experiences. We got a 5-year agreement with Nike, which was huge. It's the official uniform, apparel, and accessory brand. Live Source is an online auction. Fans can actually bid online at the game right there for jerseys off the back of their favorite players. It's a tremendous resource. Egghead Creative is our official marketing agency. Soccer Master, the official retailer. Kendis is the official game ball. Spenzo Group is unbelievable. I actually use them right now for our arena football league. If you haven't heard of Spenzo, it's a group sales platform that is, if I had it 15 years ago, I couldn't imagine where we'd be. It's outstanding. And then Roughneck is the official scarf. So again, I want to thank you for having us out here today. I'm so excited that, just to be out here. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Andrew Haynes. Me and Andrew have a lot of history. I met him. Yeah. That's what that means. I had hair. A lot of it. Maybe 20 years ago, through the indoor football world. And then luckily, unfortunately, through the COVID this past fall, where our paths had a chance to come back across. And, we spend hours and hours. As soon as I walk in the door, my wife's like, "You on the phone with Andrew?" I'm like, "Yes." Just collaborating. What works? What doesn't work? What about this idea? Let's do this. And you build those relationships, and I'm excited to be a part of this here. His professionalism is unmatched. His ability to put on a first-class product you know, as I learn from him, hopefully he learns from me, but I'm just excited to be part of it. I'm excited to bring the NISL here to Memphis. So without further ado, Andrew Haynes.
All right, that was good. I don't know. I guess I'm buying lunch when we get out of here. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. I mean, this is a great day, not only for the league, but the team. I'm a small part of the group here in Memphis. And the first thing people always say is, you know, why the Memphis area? Why Southaven? And, you know, part of the reason is the three gentlemen that were up here first. You know, Todd and his staff at the arena. It starts there. And, you know, months and months of talks, and I'm sure, I don't know if there was eye rolls when you would get my texts or messages on weekends, but he's working all the time because he responds quickly. You know, the Visitors Bureau with their assistance, the mayor and the city. It's been such a huge effort from dozens of people and months, at least 4 or 5 months. This has been in the works. So we're excited, but we want to go to places that are a true partnership. And we talk about that all the time, but with this facility, being in it like these guys, you know, 20 years, I'm super excited about this community and what the arena's done. And this setup, what they did, I was like, yeah, have your people handle it. Well, you know, let's go with what you got. They knocked it out of the park. I mean, this is great. And so this is just the start of what's to come. So I want to thank everyone again who helped put it together. These guys with the league office. But the next thing, you know, we started talking about is name. And, you know, another reason, going back, I'm losing my thoughts here. With the Memphis, I used to live in St. Louis, Missouri. We owned the St. Louis Ambush indoor soccer team, my wife and I. And our son played travel soccer. Well, Memphis was a place we would come to for tournaments a lot. So that's how we first fell in love with the area. In St. Louis, we brought back a historic team called the St. Louis Ambush. They had history in the city. And that kind of brings us to where we're at now. It's like, what are you going to name the team? You know, how can we tap into some of that rich history? And if you're not familiar with indoor soccer, as long as you follow us on social media, we're gonna school you up over the next few months, and you're gonna learn about all this history. I mean, there's some great history. You know, I want to thank Kyle Rote Jr., who put soccer not only on the map in Memphis but in the country. You know, he was part of the Americans. You know, Brian Haynes and his family. You know, there's such great history. A lot of these guys stayed around the community. You know, and that happens in every market. These players, they might be from Brazil or overseas. They end up playing in a city, they fall in love with it. And so that brings us to where we are today. Welcome the Memphis Americans. And we've got a little video that we'll show you to give you a little bit of a take. Maybe.
Tommy Nevers making his first appearance over the red line, looks to the right, has a man, fires a shot, goal! A great goal! Here's a tackle from behind. It goes to Southaven. Cuts toward the left. He has a man open. Shot, goal! And he drops it. It goes to Figueredo. Held in the zone. Here's Dudek. He winds up, fires a shot, goal!
I'm ready. I don't know about you guys. Let's play today. Now we're really excited about that. But you know, I also want to point out and thank my wife, Leah, and son AJ there. My wife, she lets me play in sports. So I can't ask for anything more. We own an insurance agency in Florida and some other businesses. She's been a team president and followed along in my crazy journey. She just knows there's no hope for me. So I think she's kind of just probably rolled her eyes 3 times while I said that. But she's great. So I want to thank her and AJ. They both put up with me. We have a 24-year-old daughter who lives in Tampa. So what do we do now? We've got the team announced. We're getting things ready. We've already started discussions on potential coaching candidates. We wanted to kind of get the announcement out there too and see if there would be more potential coaches that we want to talk to. And we have been blown up over the last 48 hours when kind of word started leaking out. So we're gonna really go through that process slowly, but we want to make sure we find that right fit. Players. Our focus is really to try to find as many regional players as we can. We want to have as many ties to the community as we can. And if you look at the greater Memphis area and a 3-hour radius around here at the college soccer programs, both on men's and women's side, you've got some of the best programs in the country, and especially on the women's side. I mean, the talent in this region is unmatched. So that's our first focus. Obviously, we want to bring in the best possible talent, so there might be players from other countries all over the country. So we'll be working on that. We are working with Todd and his staff to potentially do some tryouts over the summer in the arena once the turf arrives. So look for announcements on that coming up. Community. Every team talks about it, blah, blah, blah. It's what you got to do. But it's really what I believe in. And, in every organization that I've been a part of, not only myself, my family, and our staff, we really do get out there. And our local staff here, that's the number one criteria. They have to be committed to the community. And that's just getting involved in any way we can. We have a youth club partner program, which we've already started reaching out to the youth clubs about. We will be club neutral. So we have no interest in starting a youth academy. We don't want to compete with the youth clubs. We want to partner with them. And I've been a part of both ways. And I feel it's best to work with everyone. And you have some great youth soccer clubs in this region as well. So we've already been in talks. There's a lot of excitement out there, and we're excited to kind of move through that. In addition to just playing our professional soccer, I mean, we want to host 3v3 tournaments. Other tournaments. We'll be hosting youth clinics, camps. We have a Play Like the Pros program where kids can play on the field prior to the game. So we want to really get kids, families, people out here. We want to get our players working with the clubs, whether that's through training sessions or just appearances, and that's a big thing. We talked about it a little earlier. I mean, 2 games for the price of 1. And if you look at our pricing isn't inflated, saying, hey, 2 for the price of 1. It's legitimate, 2 games for 1. Our focus is to try to keep those games under 2 hours each. We understand that, the average family probably will not stay for full 2 games. That may be a little stretch. But we're going to try to keep the games as tight as we can without losing anything as far as the entertainment or value of play. So there will be a short intermission in between the games, and players will be available for autographs in the concourse after the first game, and then the second game typically is on the field for autographs. So again, kind of keeping those games where they're manageable. Right now, how many people have smartphones here? I think probably everybody. All right, go to your smartphone, MemphisAmericans.com. Click on tickets, then click on season tickets, and then you can buy your tickets right now, today. And so to get out, like I went to the basketball game last night, I had to show like a check mark. You guys have to show a check mark that you bought your season tickets before you can leave. So check it out. It's very simple. Season tickets start at $180, and that includes all 12 dates here, both games. So check out the website. The social medias, MEM Americans. Make sure you follow us there. Again, I'm representing, our ownership group. We're looking to also add local partners. Currently, our ownership group is not local, and we did reserve some space so that local people in the community can join our group. So a lot of exciting things. Make sure you follow us. I greatly appreciate you guys coming out here. This rain was brutal this morning coming in. So drive safe, and we'll be available for questions individually. Thanks again for coming out.